Sarah was a normal 28-year-old woman. She worked at a bank. She had friends. She had a boyfriend named Mark. Her life was simple and happy. One Monday morning, Sarah woke up and checked her phone. There was a text from an unknown number. The message said, "Don't trust your coworker David. He is not your friend." Sarah felt confused. Who sent this? How did they get her number? She thought about David. He worked at the bank with her. They had coffee together every day. He always smiled at her. He seemed nice. Sarah deleted the message. This is just a joke, she thought. That afternoon, Sarah's boss called her into his office. "Sarah, I need to talk to you," he said. His face was serious. "Is something wrong?" Sarah asked. "Yes. Someone tried to access your computer last night. They tried to steal client information." Sarah's heart stopped. "What? Who?" Her boss looked sad. It was David. The security cameras caught him. "I'm sorry, Sarah. He was using your friendship to get your passwords." Sarah couldn't believe it. The message was right. That night, she looked at her phone again. The unknown number. The warning about David. How did this person know? The next day, Sarah received another message. "Your boyfriend Mark is lying to you. Check his phone tonight." Sarah's hand shook. First David, now Mark? She didn't want to believe it. She loved Mark. They had been together for 2 years. He would never lie to her. But the first message was right. What if this one was too? That evening, Mark came to her apartment. They ate dinner together. Everything seemed normal. When Mark went to the bathroom, his phone buzzed on the table. Sarah knew she shouldn't look, but she had to know. She picked up the phone. There was a text from a woman named Lisa. The message said, "I miss you. When will you tell her about us?" Sarah felt her world break. Mark was cheating on her. When Mark came back, Sarah was crying. "How long?" she asked, showing him the phone. Mark's face went white. He had no answer. Sarah couldn't sleep that night. 2 warnings. Both were true. Someone was watching her life. Someone knew things before she did. But who? And why were they helping her? She texted the unknown number. "Who are you?" 1 minute later, a reply came. "Someone who cares." Sarah typed, "Why are you helping me?" The reply was quick. "Because you deserve the truth." Sarah asked, "How do you know these things?" This time, the reply took longer. "I've been watching. I see everything." A cold feeling ran down Sarah's back. This person was watching her, following her, knowing her secrets. Was this help or something else? 3 days passed. Sarah couldn't stop thinking about the messages. She'd changed her phone number. She told no one the new number. But on Saturday morning, a text arrived on her new phone. "Don't go to work on Monday. There will be a robbery. People will get hurt. Stay home." Sarah's blood turned cold. This person found her new number. They were still watching. But this warning was different. This was about the future, about danger. Should she believe it? The first 2 warnings were true, But this seemed impossible. How could someone know about a robbery that hadn't happened yet? Sarah called the police. She told them about the message. They said they would check the bank on Monday. Monday came. Sarah stayed home, but she was worried. What if the message was real? At 10 a.m., her phone rang. It was her boss. "Sarah, thank God you're safe," he shouted. "What happened?" Sarah asked. 3 men came to the bank with guns. They tried to rob us, but the police were already here waiting. Someone called them with a warning. No one was hurt. Sarah closed her eyes. The message was right again. That night, she texted the unknown number. "Thank you for saving us. Please tell me who you are." The reply came fast. "I can't tell you yet, but I have one more message for you." Sarah typed. "What is it?" Then came the message that changed everything. "Trust no one, not even me. Tomorrow you will understand everything. Meet me at Central Park at 8 p.m. Come alone. This is the last time I will help you." Tuesday evening. Sarah walked to Central Park. Her heart was beating fast. Who is this stranger? Why did they help her? And why did they say, "Trust no one, not even me"? At exactly 8 p.m., Sarah stood by the fountain. The park was quiet. A few people walked their dogs. Children played nearby. Then, someone sat down on the bench next to her. Sarah turned to look. She couldn't breathe. It was Emma, her best friend from college. They hadn't talked in 5 years. "Emma?" Sarah whispered. "You're the one sending the messages?" Emma looked different. Tired. Sad. She nodded slowly. "Why?" Sarah asked. "Why did you help me? And why haven't you called me in 5 years?" Emma took a deep breath. "Because 5 years ago, I made a terrible mistake," Emma said. "I was jealous of you. You had everything. Good boyfriend. Good life. I had nothing. So I did something bad. I told lies about you to people. I tried to ruin your reputation. I was a terrible friend." Sarah's eyes filled with tears. Emma continued. "Then 3 months ago, I saw you again. I saw you with David and Mark. And I knew they were using you, just like I used you. I wanted to make things right. So I started watching. I investigated. I found the truth about them. I sent you the warnings because I owed you. Because I wanted to save you from people like me." Sarah didn't know what to say. Her best friend. The one who betrayed her. The one who saved her. "Why did you say, 'Trust no one, not even me'?" Sarah asked. Emma looked down. "Because I'm not a good person, Sarah. I helped you, yes. But I also hurt you. I don't deserve your trust. I'm leaving the city tomorrow. I wanted to see you one last time. To say sorry. To tell you the truth." Sarah was quiet for a long moment. Then she spoke. "Emma, you did bad things. But you also did good things. You warned me. You protected me. You saved people at the bank. Maybe you can't change the past, but you can change who you are now." Emma started crying. "That you forgive me?" Sarah thought about everything. The lies, the betrayal, but also the warnings, the truth, the second chance. "I forgive you," Sarah said, "but promise me something." "What?" Emma asked. "Promise me you'll forgive yourself too, and become the person you want to be." Emma nodded. The two women hugged for the first time in 5 years. Sometimes the people who hurt us the most are the ones trying to heal themselves. Sometimes a stranger's warning comes from someone we once knew. And sometimes trust is not about forgetting the past. It's about believing in the future. Sarah learned that day that everyone deserves a second chance. Even the people who betray us. Even ourselves. Closing. Thank you for watching this mystery story on Talk and Tell English. What did you think? Would you forgive Emma? Tell me in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more mystery stories in simple English. Remember, the truth is always closer than you think. See you in the next story. Goodbye.